Sharks at Shark Park, taking on the Brisbane Broncos. Baxter, I've got a message to reply to from you, so take it away. You can take the home team with this one.
Yeah, we've got William Kennedy in the fullback role, S. Katoa and Ronaldo Mulatalo in the wing positions, Jesse Raymond and Talakai in the center position, not the halves. Matt Moylan and Nico Hines in the halves, Oregon Kafusi and Royce Hunt in the prop role, Blake Bailey in the hooker role, Britton Nakora, Tig Wilton in the second row, Dale Finucane to make the lock position, Wade Graham, Jack Williams, Tom Hazelton, BHU in the interchange role with Braden Trindle in the 18 jersey, Connor Tracy, Jesse, mate, you got a long last name, but don't worry, Daniel Atkinson and Jaden Barrell to make the extended bench. Well, good to see that they won last week, I believe so. Well, let me just quickly get up there.
I had the bye last week. The Sharks had the
well, you know what? They won because I got an extra 2 points, but we're not even going to get into that. So, good squad on paper. The week before, I think they played, as I quickly get it up into it, they played, no, I didn't even know. This is terrible for me. No, they did. They played the Knights with a 26-6 win in Cosp Harbour, I believe so. They looked terrific again. That was sort of Nico Hines putting on the dinner suit, showing Freddie and New South Wales selectors that this is why you should pick me, and just added to his long list of reasons why he should be in that New South Wales squad. And hopefully they can continue that. He brings back loads of information from Origin. He can bring it to the Sharks, and they can continue on forward into the season.
Yeah, well, we'll be interesting to see how much time Nico does play in Origin. Obviously, he is starting from the bench. There's rumours if Appy can't get through the whole game, Luai is going to go into that hooker position, and obviously Nico's going to slide in. So there's plenty of potential where Nico Hines plays 30-plus minutes. There's also a game where you hear Freddie in the post-game going, there just wasn't the right time to get him on because we were grinding out a result, or we were grinding in the game, and there was no right time to bring him on. So it could vary. We could see him play no minutes. We could see him play multiple minutes. But I think, like you said, regardless, being in that Blues camp, he's going to come back the better player. He's going to have trained now with Nathan Cleary. He's going to have trained with Luai. He's going to know how Payne Haas prepares for a game, how to get into his head, how to take apart Payne Haas. And I think it's going to be a cracking game from Nico Hines backing up here at PointsBet Stadium. But let's be completely honest, they are up against a very good side in the Brisbane Broncos. And here are how they name. They're one of the annoying teams this week that did name 24 players. But you've got Reece Walsh, Jesse Arthurs, Katoni Staggs, Herbie Farnworth, Dean Mariner, Ezra Mam, Adam Reynolds, Thomas Flegler, Billy Walters, Payne Haas, Kurt Capewell, Jordan Ricky, Patrick Carrigan in the lock position with the bench of Corey Pax, Corey Jensen, Cobe Heverington, and Martin Tapau on the bench. Dean Mariner holds the 18th man jersey with the extended bench 19 through 24 being Brendan Piakura, Keenan Palacia, Xavier Wilson, Corey Oates, Tristan Saylor, and Jock Madden. So they do welcome back a lot of players. I think it was 5 or 6 players they were missing last week. But again, that extended bench says to me, they're going to monitor players after Origin. They're going to see how they're going. I think if there's one side that throughout history knows how to handle an Origin period, it's the Brisbane Broncos. They had the baby Broncos title for a reason. They know when to rest players. Heck, if Royce Walsh comes back into this Brisbane camp and he's tired, I can see them resting him because, yes, this is a big game, but he's going to have gone from Brisbane to Adelaide, flying to obviously back to New South Wales. It's a lot of travel under the belt, plus Origins around the corner again for game 2. So Baxter, strong side on paper. Walshy, he's been brilliant. Ezra Mann's been amazing. Adam Reynolds, he's played so well. They're looking at extending him for one more year. Payne Haas, please inflict the pain tomorrow night against Queensland, and I don't give a shit what you do for Brisbane on the weekend. But what do you make of this squad? And then give us your prediction for this one.
Yeah, look, I think you've touched on all points that I was going to touch on for this baby Broncos side, and they're just full of stock power, firepower, left, right, and centre. Reece Walsh can get rested, and they bring in another gun player that can fill that spot quite easily for a week. Paddy Carrigan, they can lose him for a week. They can bring someone else into the lock position. But I am going to side with the team that has the least amount of Origin players in their squad, and that is the Cronulla Sharks in a
Is this your 1 to 12?
13 plus.
30? Wow.
I reckon they'll rest Reece Walsh. There's probably one of the three men in the pack roll with Flegler, Haas, and Carrigan. I reckon two of them will be rested, and there'll be a little bit of shift around. But I don't think I think the Cronulla Sharks, given that they've only got Nico Hines missing from their squad, I think unchanged, and them having the week off as well, I think they're going to be looking better. If you saw last week, really the Broncos could have lost quite comfortably, but they managed to pull through and get the points. But for me, I think, I just think Sharks 13 plus can do them. Even if they lose 1 to 12, I'm still right with my Sharks prediction, but I don't see a world where Brizzy get over the top of the Sharks after this Origin game.
Yeah, I think we live in a world, and if I've got to look at the Origin camps, I think we live in a world where Payne Haas doesn't play this game. Obviously, we've seen he went down, he had the ice around his ankle. They're saying there's no chance he misses Origin. Fuck, that might change come Origin. It could be a New South Wales pulling a Queensland over Queensland. And
No. I've told you this. He has to be in bed. He has to be told by the doctors you're not allowed to leave.
I'm still waiting for Cameron Munster to get COVID tonight and somehow miraculously get over it by tomorrow's game. And Ben Hunt have a broken leg and pull the cast off and run on.
That's how it works. You got to be like on your deathbed for someone else to come in and go, man, we need you, and then boom, he's magically appeared. Like he's taken a Dragon Ball Z Sensu Bean, and he's all better again, and he can play a 10 out of 10 Origin game. But as I said, ice on the ankle, it's not a Queensland thing. So let's move on.
But I tell you what, it did get your media going. So if it's one thing we've learned from you, it's get the media going. And if you know what, if he has to play through a broken ankle for 3 games for New South Wales and not play for Brisbane for the rest of the season, you're going to get no complaints from me if we win Origin come the end of the season.
Get that $1 million price tag.
But I think we live in a world where Reece Walsh does back up. He's had a bit of his injury scares. He was rested a bit at the start of the season. So I think he does back up. And this is a big game. And if the Broncos didn't have the bye, not next week, but the week after, I'd say they probably do rest majority of these players. But given they only have to play this game and one more, I think we live in a world where they're going to be recovered. They're going to be good to go by this game. And I think there's a chance that besides Haas, we see all these guys line up in what could be a top 4 clash come the end of the season. But I am going to side with you with the Sharks. Again, same reasoning. I think they have less players. They have less, I guess, even with Nico Hines, there's no guarantee he's going to play. So Nico Hines will come into this game having trained, having rested, and being completely fit on the week off. So I'm going to go to Sharks. I'm going to be a bit more reserved. I'm going to go 1 to 12, but I think we are both in agreement that the Sharks are going to get this win, especially in front of their home fans. But let's be completely honest. We both had Brisbane losing to the Warriors last week, so anything can happen with this Brisbane side in Origin. Sharks at Shark Park taking on the Brisbane Broncos. Baxter, I've got a message to reply to from you, so take it away.